After tens of thousands of miles and years of riding, some gear just stands above the rest. As a former cycling product designer, I've tested more gear than I can count. Some of it good, some of it not so good. But these are the breakout items that have truly earned their place. And honestly, life would be a little harder without them. Today, I'll share the gear that I trust the most, things that I've put through the paces and that I would personally share with my closest friend. Have you seen these? Now, this one's a little unconventional, and it's something that I wish that someone had shared with me years ago. It's completely changed the way that I prepare for rides and how I travel in general. By design, these little gems help keep me organized on small trips and big trips alike. The different colors and sizes help me understand and organize while I'm packing and my gear while I'm on a trip. Plus, because these are breathable, I'm able to put dirty, wet gear inside them after a ride so it doesn't commingle with everything else. Definitely want that stuff contained. And they also help facilitate one of my favorite post-ride things that I'll talk about in a little bit. Rarely do I come across a product that claims to combine two separate things into one and does it well. For adventure seekers like us who like to do drop bar rides and mountain bike rides, this product actually delivers on its promise. And for someone that's constantly jumping between different types of riding style, this helmet is perfect because I don't need to think about two different helmets. And that's exactly what this Bell spherical helmet does. It's designed to pull dual duty between mountain bike and drop bar bike. Small details that makes a big difference with this helmet is the fid lock. Once you get used to that, the traditional cam buckle thing, ugh. I don't know about you, but I'm not the biggest fan of CO2. It can run out, it's wasteful, but I'm also not in love with taking up precious jersey space with a pump. That space is for snacks. And the solution to this is nothing new. It's been around since 1887. And like our cycling ancestors, I prefer my tire inflation to live on the bike. It's out of the way and they're easy to use. And in my opinion, Silca makes the best frame pump on the market. They have a high standard for quality. It comes in a bunch of different sizes and all the parts are replaceable. You hear that? That's the sound of quality. Sure, this is a lot of materialistic product talk, but I personally love gear. So my goal is to attempt to use that obsession to help you along your journey. This piece of kit I've used for several years. It saved me on more than one occasion, and it fits in the palm of your hand. They come in a bunch of configurations. They're made in the USA, and they simply work the best. I take these Dynaplugs on every single ride. Yeah, this one especially is so cool. Highly suggested. Tubeless is the way. Plugs are essential, but there's one more level of security that I've found that can absolutely save the day. In worst case scenarios, plugs will run out, and our last line of defense is to carry a tube. And since this happens so infrequently, I've been leaning towards running TPU tubes. They're lighter, stronger, and take up less space in my kit. In this scenario, the cost justifies the means. This one's something that I personally didn't realize we should do regularly, and it has a big impact on the performance of our bikes, especially in the winter. After a ride, clean the bike and then degrease the chain, let it dry, and re-lube it. For years, I didn't know we should degrease the chain. Yeah. And this speed degreaser is just the easiest version of all of that. You just blast it off, let it dry, re-lube. And this will absolutely improve the performance of your bike and extend the life of your drivetrain. This one's kind of like flossing your teeth. Like, no one wants to do it, but if you do it, it makes a huge difference. You ever tried selling a bike online? It's like trying to sell a pet. Shipping's awkward, fees bite you in the wallet, and we're left hoping somebody's gonna give our bike the loving home it deserves. Meet Bicycle, a marketplace that actually gets cyclists. Whether you're looking to upgrade, downsize, or would just like a different two-wheeled friend, Bicycle makes it easy. Skip the stress. They handle packaging, shipping, and all the nitty-gritty logistics. Just shoot some photos, list your bike in under 3 minutes, and boom, let the offers start pouring in. They're just pouring in. And buyers get up to 70% off of retail for your dream bike. Yeah, 70%. That's like finding money in your jersey pocket after laundry day. So if you're ready to move on your next ride, hit the link down below and list your bike. Oh yeah, and for a limited time, use code Dustin to waive all seller protection fees. Your bike will be so happy it might even leave you a 5-star review. Oh, this is big news. They just added components to their arsenal. I don't want you losing out on other platforms that take your hard-earned cash and leave you handling the mess. Bicycle is where your bike gets its second, third, or fourth life it deserves at the best value for you. So feel free to start your next bike adventure with Bicycle, because every bike deserves a good second chance. And so do you. All right, these next items are a lot more fun, and this next one could technically save your life. Maybe you can relate. Riding along on a desolate road, maybe it's a little windy, and all of a sudden some vehicle comes blasting past you, scaring the living I mean, it'd be nice to know that thing's coming, right? And sure, we could wear the little Fred mirror, but let's be honest. No. And luckily, people smarter than me have already figured this out. It's a radar that goes on the back of your bike that sends a signal to your head unit, letting you know how many cars and how fast they are approaching to you on your bike. That concept is amazing, and it absolutely works. There's a few different versions. They have just a radar and a light, and a radar, light, and camera. I personally found the light and radar combo to be the best of both worlds. If you don't need the light, you can shut it off. If you do need a light, it's already in there. You don't need a separate thing. It just makes sense. And I'll put links to everything I can find down below. Now, let's talk about post-ride for just a minute. And one of these items I've had for over 10 years and would buy again in a minute if I actually had to. Post-ride is maybe one of my favorite parts of cycling. There's post-ride afterglow, all food tastes amazing, and you get complete freedom to wear whatever you want. It's generally comfort-based, but you might as well have fun with it. I'm a big fan of gear that serves multiple purposes well, and this one does exactly that. This is a down blanket that serves dual duty as a poncho, which means cold weather post-ride public wardrobe changes have never been easier, which means it's also just a down blanket. It's packable, you could use it at camp, you could use it for sleeping, it's just like a useful piece of gear that you can change in. Love it. If you're anything like me, you love shoes. And the post-ride ensemble is the perfect place to scratch that itch. I prefer something that's comfortable, easy to slip on, warm, and it just looks a little different. And these Hoka Ora Primos are just weird enough to foot the bill. I challenge you to level up your post-ride kit to rival the craziness of your actual ride kit. And if you're interested in a winter essentials kit video, drop a 9 in the chat. And of course, I'm gonna mention the Goreware Everything's Been Done rain jacket. It's made out of scrap material, plus double zipper. I made a whole video. I'll put it in the description. I don't even know if there's any of these left. Okay, the thing I've had for 10 years. This thing I've had for over 10 years, and I think it's absolutely worth mentioning. It's very utilitarian and nothing romantic. This silly thing I use all the time. It preserves gear, it's very easy to use, and if it broke today, I would order a new one tomorrow. I'm talking about my boot and glove dryer. Any activity that has damp results, this thing is necessary. Nobody wants to buy one, but everyone's glad that they did. And while this one isn't technically bike gear, it is something I use all the time. For anyone that's a maker and likes a uniform off the bike, I've found these Fjallraven Vita pants to be the absolute key. The legs are tapered so you can ride a bike with them. There's like 37 pockets, reinforced knee and seat. That's good for cycling. And their material is called G1000. It's like a wax canvas thing. It's awesome. I could go on and on about these pants. And now we need to talk about winter cycling shoes. And to get a full understanding of what the best options are right now, you'll have to watch this video. Yeah, too much for this video. Just enough for that one. What about a video that's non-cycling gear for cyclists? I like that.